Hi, everybody. What I want to introduce is WordPress. What WordPress is an open source CMS. A CMS is a content management system. What a CMS does, it supports the creation of digital content. It allows a user or a administrator of a website to update the website very quickly. If you're updating a website a lot, you might want to use a content management system such as WordPress. What WordPress also does, and what content management systems also do, is allow multiple people to work on a website at the same time. So let's say you have a blog or a news site that there's articles and there's different authors. A content management system is good for that. There's many different types of content management systems. WordPress is just one of them. You also got things like Joomla. But WordPress is the most popular one and the most used one online. So there's a lot of sites that you're familiar with that use WordPress as their content management system. For example, I have some links up here. You got Beyonce here. This is a WordPress website. Other things that you have, Time Inc. This is WordPress. Okay, The New Yorker is a WordPress website. Oops. Here we go, and things like BBC America. Also, many blogs out there are WordPress websites. How you can tell if something's a WordPress website? A lot of times they have an aesthetic to them that they kind of look like WordPress website, but if they're designed away from like the traditional themes, you can always tell if something's a WordPress website if you look at the source code. So in Firefox, I'm going to Web Developer Page Source. It's also a Command U as a shortcut. And if you see things like WP here, for example, I'll just make this bigger. WP content in the source code. In the HTML, this is a WordPress website. So there's Beyonce. You can also see it here. Time. I'll just zoom this up. Here, it even says WordPress right here. A lot of times you can even see the theme that they're using if they're using a common theme. So this one is a custom theme. I'll zoom in again. So here, is WordPress content themes. Oops, I can't really highlight it very well. Themes, and this one is a custom one, Time Inc. WP. Another way that you can tell if something's a WordPress website, and a lot of the big WordPress websites kind of mask this. You can always type after it, after the domain name, wp-admin. And this is the sign-in page for the common sign-in page for a WordPress website. So here, oops, this one's forbidden. Let's see what Time has here. WP admin. And nope. Let's see BBC America here. And here we go. Here's the sign in. So if you knew the username or email and password, you could get on the website and start editing the content. Okay, so now here is the main website for WordPress. So we're dealing with WordPress.org here. WordPress.com does exist. But the thing about WordPress.com is it is more like Blogger or Squarespace themes, and you can't get into them and edit them. So if you ever see WordPress.com, purely with WordPress.org. WordPress.org is where all the files, all the support, all the themes are located. And WordPress.org is open source. So the WordPress is open source. So if you wanted to upload WordPress to a website here, they do have it under forms, support, and documentation. And you can go to installing WordPress down here. and this is the instructions how to install it. They even also have a famous 5-minute install. There's 5 steps. And you can follow these steps and you can put up the website just fine. What I'm going to do is I'm going to just show you how to do it manually. If you have your own server, you can use WordPress and just install the files right on your server. Then you have control of all your files and you can modify them however you want. Now, WordPress as a CSS, it's based on PHP and MySQL, and then it uses HTML and CSS for its design. So PHP is a programming language. It's primarily used for web, and MySQL is a database. So here we go. I'm going to just download the WordPress, and I can show you some of this PHP files. I'm going to click here, download, and here, download 4.7.3. Okay. And I'll download it. And this will appear in my downloads folder. There we go. I'm just going to drag the WordPress onto the desktop and trash this one, actually. Okay. So here's WordPress right here in a folder. If I open this up, you'll see there's many files. In fact, there's hundreds and hundreds of files. So as you can see, all the extensions, file extensions are PHP. And if I go into this website here and we look at things, you'll just see PHP after PHP file. Okay, so you don't even have to worry about that. It doesn't matter. You're just going to put this onto the server and it should just work. So what I'm going to do, the first thing you want to do for WordPress, if you want to make a website, you change the name of the folder. I'm going to call this WordPress Example. And no spaces again in file names since this is going online and this is going to be part of the domain name. Okay. And there we go. The second thing that you need is a server space. So when I say server space, I'm talking about like you need to get GoDaddy web hosting or one-on-one web hosting, and you need to get the FTP information from GoDaddy or whatever web space that you have. I'll explain that when it's uploading to my FTP a little further because it'll take some time to upload. Okay, so the next thing I wanted to do is I want to go to FileZilla or any FTP program. FileZilla is free and it's available on all platforms, PC, Mac, Linux. If you ever want to go and find FileZilla, you can go FileZilla and just Google it. And you can download it, for example, here. And you want to download the FileZilla client. And you pick your platform. It knows I'm a Mac, so it's giving me Mac OS here. Anyway, I downloaded it. And here it is on my computer. Okay, and this is the FileZilla window. It may look a little bit intimidating, but it's not at all. Here is a window where all your files are going to be, and this is down here is where the uploading and downloading files, all the transfers will be shown. Here you can if you're using GoDaddy or any common web hosting, you can just type in the host username and password. Usually you don't need a port. So the host will be your website. So I'm going to use media-study.com. Username, -study.com. Username, I know mine by heart. And then a password. Here we go. Let's see if I can remember it. Not that one. Oh, wait. Let's try this again. Let's try the password again. Okay, cool. I'm signed in. So this is the course website here with all files. There's a lot of other people's websites on this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to drag the WordPress example to this window here. Make sure it doesn't go inside a folder or a directory. And there we go. And now this is uploading to my web server. And as you can see here at the bottom, it's telling me all the files that needs to be downloaded. And WordPress has 1,400 and something files at this point. So this is going to take some time to upload. While this is doing this, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to show you something like maybe GoDaddy. So GoDaddy, if you get a domain name, you obviously should get web hosting too. So here we go. If I go something.com, search domain. All right, continue to cart, whatever. Add to cart. And then it should give me some hosting here. Let's look at the hosting plans anyway. Okay, so let's go GoDaddy web hosting. There's usually 3 options here. You probably want to stick to the Linux plans. Anytime it gives you Linux and Windows, you usually want the Linux. The server, the hosting just holds the files on a server. So Linux here, and you got 3 options. Economy is usually very good. You know, you can do one website. If you want unlimited websites on a server, if you have more than one website, you want to go to Deluxe or Ultimate. But if you only have one website, economy is fine. 100 gigabytes of storage is a huge amount. There's unlimited bandwidth here. And then there's a domain that comes with annual plan. So economy for most cases is what you would want if you have a website. And if you need to change it later, GoDaddy and a lot of these hosting services will let you upgrade, and it's not a problem. And then, you know, if you need something more, then you just go, oh, I need to pay $1 more a month. So I'm gonna just sign in and just show you using GoDaddy the FTP information that you would need. Let's see, what is my username? I don't know it. I'm going to have to look this up maybe. I'll just go with my domain name. Okay, I'm gonna just stop this video and I'm gonna check what my password to get on here is. So I'll stop. Okay, so I'm back. So since the media-study.com website is using one-in-one hosting instead of GoDaddy, I'm going to show you how to do it on one-in-one instead. It's the same exact process on GoDaddy. So so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to log in to my one-in-one here, and I'll put my customer ID. Oops, I shouldn't do this. Oh, fine, I'll just do it. Actually, why don't I go? I'll go right to my control panel. Since I don't want to type my password on this screen here. Okay, so with the one-in-one here, I showed you the FTP. I showed you the FTP with GoDaddy. I'll show it here. So what we can do, here's the secure FTP account. So this is right here. This is the username that I'm using in FileZilla. Okay. And the second thing that I'll need to put up a WordPress site is I need to create a FTP or a MySQL database. Okay, so anytime you have a domain name or a web hosting, you'll be given a FTP username. GoDaddy allows you to make your own. One-in-one just gives you a number. As you can see here, the website has been all uploaded. There's nothing left in the bottom here. So now what we can do here is the website's going to be on media as study / and be folder here WordPress Example. That's going to be part of the domain name. So I'm going to just go WordPress -example. And then here. Okay, so the first thing it's going to do is it's going to ask you what language you want this to be in. So I'm going to go English, United States. You could choose another language. And then it says you're going to need a database name, database username, database password, and database host, and a table prefix. All right, I'm just going to go to Let's Go. All right. So here we go. With the database name, this is all going to be using your MySQL information. So I'm going to go to my one control panel here, and I'm going to go to MySQL database. And I'll wait for this to go. Come on. So all of this is given to you by your web hosting provider too. You may have to set up a database. It's really easy. And as soon as this loads, we can put all this information in. Okay, so I have many databases here, and I could add. I'm using actually all 25 of mine. If you want to make a new database, you just go New Database, and I'll just give you all this information, and then you just put in the description. So I'm going to use a database. I am going to use the database for 2017 if I have it. And I don't. So I'm going to just use, why don't I just use just one of these databases here? So I'm going to use this one. Okay. And I'm going to go back to my WordPress setup. So my database name here is, I'm just copying my database name here. And then the second option is username. So my username is going to be slightly different. Oops. My password, I don't have that yet. I like entering that at the very end. My database host is here. And for GoDaddy with a database host, what it's going to be is just going to be localhost. One-in-one does it slightly different. Okay. And then my table prefix. What I like to do here is you never need to see this database information ever again in your life. So you can just key mash if you want to. Just give it something unique. If you give it the same as another WordPress website that you have on your server or on your web host, it's going to interfere with your other website. And now just my password. And I'll just do this where I put it out of the way. and I'll submit it. Uh-oh, error establishing a database connection. Let's try this again. There's my database name. I keep going back to this. I'm going to shut out that window. My username. My database host. This all looks correct, actually. My table prefix, I'll just key mash again. And I'll just go, oh, password. Oh, that's what I need to know. Okay. Okay, so here, what I'll do is I'll just use the 2016 one. I like separating all my databases since I have so many websites online by date. But this is just going to be a temporary website anyway. And you know what I'll do here is I'll just make this video private so my information isn't shared. So here I'm using the password I'm using for my database, and I'm just going to submit. Uh-oh. Oh my God. All right, so there we go. I entered all the information. Then all I have to do is run the install. Okay, site title, WordPress Example. Username, just something that you can remember. I'll just put admin. Password, make sure you remember your password. So I'm going to just go the same thing that I had before, even though it's very weak. This is just a temporary website. And then my email. Always make sure you put your appropriate or your email and it's correct. Because if you ever lose your password and it can't send you the email, then you have to start over, and it's really annoying. So, and then I'm just going to install WordPress here. And then it'll ask me for my password. And I'm going to log in. And here we go. I am at the back end of my website. Now, as you can see, here's the domain name. It's kind of small here. Oops. It's WordPress _example /wp.admin, ADMIN. So anytime you want to sign into your website, it's you write your domain name and you put wp-admin. Okay, so this is the back end of my website, and then here is the front end of my website. So So this is the example of, this is the basic template that they have for 2017. WordPress changes it every year. So this is 2017 here. Okay, so in the next video, what I'm going to do is I'll show you how to use this backend here and how to change the website. Okay, so take care. Bye.